Welcome to the Workforce Workshop Podcast, where we teach you how to locate, attract, hire, train, and retain your ideal workforce to grow your business. With years of research, professional experience, and guest interviews, we're empowering business leaders with the information they need to know to build their business. Enjoy today's episode.
Welcome to day 4 of the Workforce Workshop. We have gone through the phase where understanding the job description, or as we call it, JD, has been a complete headache. But do you know what is more complex than that? Writing and formulating one can be more hectic. So we will try to explain the job description in detail with all its aspects. Let's start with a brief introduction, and then we will jump into the definition, which will be followed by other aspects. Job descriptions are utilized for a range of reasons. They are used as a tool to recruit, establish job titles, create employees' job goals and objectives, determine salary range and job grades, or sometimes conduct performance reviews. They are also used to plan careers, create responsible accommodation, and meet legal requirements for compliance purposes. At all times, it is imperative for the recruiters to have a written job description that accurately reflects the employee's current job duties and responsibilities. With this, let's dig into the definition of this particular document. A job description is a record that keeps the relevant information about all the aspects, like what the job holder does, how and why it is done, and of course, without missing the job working conditions. It also lists job duties, reporting relationship, working condition, responsibilities, and supervisory relationships. So what does a job description exactly include? It includes job identification, job summary, duties and responsibilities, authorities of incumbent, working condition, standards of performance, job specifications, salary range, educational qualifications, organizational goals as well. Now let's discuss the importance of a job description. The importance of a job description, JD, are usually necessary for managing people in the best possible ways for their organization. They are responsible for helping the managers and applicants in recruiting and understanding the job role. It is a mandatory requirement for most people at work. It is what defines the individual's roles and responsibility at work. It reduces the challenge for a person to commit to the position or to be held accountable for the actions regarding the role properly anytime during the work at the organization. This is generally enforced in the major and larger organizations, as it improves the organization's ability to manage people in the following ways: providing the basis of performance measurement for a job, clarifying the employer's expectation from the employee, providing discipline and structure for the company to understand all the jobs and to ensure the necessary duties and responsibilities, gives continuity and parameters for a role irrespective of the manager's interpretation, acts as barrier for arbitrary interpretation of the role content and the limit by employee-employer relationship, gives a clear description of the role for the interested job candidate, enables a pay and grading system to be structured fairly and logically, provides a summary for the role to the willing candidates, enables the formulation of skill set and behavior set requirements. It is a reference tool in case of employee-employer disputes. It also enables factual view for the employees and managers in career progression and planning for future prospects in the organization, acts as a reference tool for discipline and other issues, helps the organization bear the structure and uniformity to manage the roles, thus enhancing effectiveness and efficiency of the recruitment, development, and training processes, organizational structure, customer service, workflow, and other activities. The last one is to act as an important reference point for training and developing individuals as deemed fit by the organization. Gives a neutral and objective perspective for appraisal, counseling, and performance reviews, as opposed to subjective or arbitrary evaluation. Now that we understand the document of the job description much better, let's talk about its advantages. Job description benefits. Listing the benefits of a document is always easier when you know its importance. So here are the benefits of having a job description. It assists in having a better recruitment and selection process to find the right candidate. It highlights all the requirement goals and objectives of the job and how it wants the employee to perform. To make the employees well aware regarding the job duties and roles. It helps the company understand the type of candidates that they should look for on the basis of their title, location, and position. A job description helps in getting better understanding of the work and its environment, benefits, etc. from the perspective of an employee. Every coin has two sides, and the job description is no exception to this. Although the job description is seen as a thorough documentation of the job, there are multiple limitations and disadvantages to it. Here are some of them. It only highlights the micro criteria of the job, but leaves out a range of aspects like the obstacle, emotional requirements, etc. in regard to the relevant job position. The document is time-bound and can alter according to the organization's structure, company requirement, industry policies, etc. An incomplete job description can lack quality information and misguide both the recruiting manager and the employee as well. In a few cases, it's also said the job descriptions are considered to be inflexible in the rapidly changing technological world. Many people think that the job descriptions are not suitable for the positions of senior managers, as they ought to have the freedom to take initiatives and find amazing new directions to take the organization in. Any changes in the job content or job responsibilities will certainly make the job description redundant and out of date for both the organization and the employee. Lastly, the process adopted by the organization to create the job description may not be optimized. Steps to writing a job description. There are a proper process you must follow to write a detailed, comprehensive, and accurate job description. Thus, companies make sure that they formulate this document to give all the job-related details. And major steps involved in writing a job description are as follows. The first thing to write in a job description is the job title. Title that has been decided internally for official purposes. Role summary. The second important aspect to include in the job description is to write a role summary. This helps the candidate to understand the role briefly and plays a crucial role for the individuals applying for the position. Duties. The steps to write down all the job duties and responsibilities that are necessary for this job. This should be extremely detailed and clear for the candidates to understand the task they have to perform. Qualifications. In this step, the job description writer includes the essentials like the qualifications required to be eligible for this role. It includes basic education qualifications, work experience in relevant field, or any other criteria set by the organization, which is required to execute your duties in the best way possible. Role expectations. The expectations from an employer are mentioned in this part of the job description. It defines the roles and steps that the employee must take in order to be successful in the job. Reporting. The sixth aspect of this process highlights who will be the reporting manager and who would be the subordinates and colleagues to the employee. Verification. The final nail in the process of formulating the job description is to get it verified by the HR team or recruiting manager for any updates, change, or validation. Once the verification is complete, it is finalized and shared with the interested candidates. With all the aspects covered, I would like to conclude with the do's and the don'ts you should keep in mind while writing a job description. Let's start with the don'ts first. You should avoid using the narrative form when you are writing a job description and base its content on capabilities, interests, and skills of the incumbent. You must not include occasional or minor tasks that are not unique to the specified job. Lastly, we are on to the do's. When writing a job description, you must choose complete sentences to be clear with the information imparted. In case of tasks that are required to be performed in a while, make sure to be consistent in using terms like occasionally or may. This is all for today. We will cover resume components in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you in the next episode.
Thanks for listening to the Workforce Workshop podcast. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Links to everything discussed will be in the description. To contact us, click the link in the show notes, and you could submit your questions or share your story. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.